Hello, I'm Bookface. I'm not actually sure where this bit was going, but we're going with it. Chances are you know at least a little bit about the world of Pokemon. If you didn't, you probably wouldn't have clicked the video. Maybe. I don't know. And it's quite possible at some point in your life, if you were a fan of Pokemon, especially as a child, you might have wished that Pokemon were real. Same. And I'm here to give you a maybe kinda. So that's something at least. There are many Pokemon based off of myths and legends. I said that wrong order according to my script, but whatever. Which is to say, my content. Today we're going to talk about a few of those. For content, Pokemon content, Pokemon dent. So with all that out of the way, let's jump right in. Woo! Bulgasari, I choose you. Now, the Bulgasari is the creature that inspired Aggron, one of my favorites, I might say. He's a creature from Korean myth. This creature, throughout its life, continuously grew and ate metal. Guess what its favorite type of music is? Yeah, you got it. Polka. And no, it's not K-pop. That's not where that joke was going. This creature was thought to be impossible to kill, and that's actually what its name means. And probably, I don't know, I don't read Korean. I'm just kind of trusting my source here. What was my source again? Someone had the idea, hey, what if we light it on fire? And interesting idea, but then it was on fire, and it decided, you know what, I'm gonna run through the village and burn down everything. This is fine. Sometimes, though, the fire actually worked, and in this situation, it could be called Hwagasari, which means killed by fire, probably. So, that's where the type advantages kick in. That poor one guy who tried the fire, he was like, I know how to do this. Ah, crap, wrong myth. Or maybe somebody saw that was like, no, that's a good idea, we'll roll with it. In one version of the myth, a monk hiding from the government, it's a whole thing, created it out of rice and fed it pins, and then it just kept growing and became this. Also, random little tangent related to my general research lately. There's a lot of myths that just off to the side, not even really central, have somebody randomly making some little sculpture out of some sort of mushy food, and then that comes to life for some reason. I don't know why that's a thing, but it's a weirdly repeated thing. I think the other one was porridge. Okay, next up. Baize, I choose you. And this is the creature that inspired Absol, and it was from Chinese myth. This creature was thought to resemble a white lion-like creature with 2 horns and maybe an extra set of eyes. It varied. That was my shoulder that just cracked. I don't know if you could hear that in the recording. That was a very solid crack from my shoulder for no reason. Now, the Baize was an intelligent and wise creature that appeared to the mythical Yellow Emperor. I don't know much about myths from him, but I know he's pretty cool. And the Baize taught him about supernatural creatures and how to beat them. Oh, that's real nice. Sounds like a lovely dude, beast thing. Thanks, bro. And it made the Emperor a book called the Baize 2, which sadly is not available at your local library, but some pieces survive. Shame, I would genuinely love to have that book. I would fully learn to read Chinese purely just to read that book. And lastly, Boogle Nos, I choose you. Now, this was a creature from Breton myth, basically pre-French France, that inspired Mimikyu, which makes sense because, the region Mimikyu comes from is based on France, so yeah, clever. Now, you see, Boogle Nos, he was a very ugly barnacle.
He was so ugly that everyone died.
Now, Boogle Nos is known for being an incredibly lonely fae that was actually the last of its kind. Oh, that's really sad. And he was so ugly and freaky, the animals ran away whenever they saw him. I mean, a lot of animals run away from me when they see me too, so guess that's why I've got a mask on. But despite its not good appearance, it's actually a very kind creature and likes to alert people to when it approaches so it doesn't scare them, especially because sometimes its appearance can scare people to death. Look how considerate this boy is. Look at him. Look at him.
Look at him.
And the Boogle Nos was actually a kind of boogeyman, sort of, but actually for adults, making them not stay out too late. I love how the boogeyman that scares children are terrifying embodiments of darkness and obscure evil. Meanwhile, parents are just worried about tall, dark, and ugly. I feel like that says something. Society. And there we have 3 Pokemon. This bit was really lame. Let's just say here we have 3 Pokemon. I mean, technically, I don't know. I had this idea, I think I had the idea just because I wanted to draw the Bulgasari, and then I'm like, hey, that's a concept. It was a lot of fun. You could probably notice, but if you didn't, I based all the drawings at least somewhat on, the Pokemon that inspired them. Mostly in color palette, except for the first one, the Bulgasari, where I had to do some more minor details. But yeah, that's about all I got there. Moral of the story, play Pokemon. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, comment down below, and subscribe. And I'll see you next time. Bye!